In this video, I'm going to share some tips and tricks used to hang stained glass pieces in a window or a door. Let's get started. Ensure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Now, today's video is about hanging stained glass pieces in a window or door. Now, before we get started, if you're new to the channel, ensure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell below. If you find the information valuable, ensure to hit that like button. And if you want to support the channel even more, check out the Buy Me a Coffee link in the description below. Now, there are different methods that are used to hang stained glass pieces. I'm going to show you 3 different methods that I've used, and I hope you find them helpful. Now, let's start with the first method. The first method I want to show you on hanging your stained glass sun catcher or panel inside of a window, like a door or a window frame. If you have blinds, this method may not work for you. If you just have curtains, then this method may be the best way to hang your panel. First, you want to locate the area that you want to hang your panel from, if you want it in the center or if you want it off to the left or to the right. I chose to hang this one in the center. So you're going to drill yourself a pilot hole. And then once that pilot hole's there, then you're going to want to screw in your teacup holder. I'm just using a brass teacup holder. You can get these in silver and white as well, in black. So depending on how you want to, or what color you want, you can get it that way. Make sure it's straight up and down. The material you use to hang your glass panel or sun catcher, either be it a chain, fishing line, string, or wire, whichever way you choose to hang it, you'll just want to attach it to your sun catcher or your panel and then hang it from this hook here. So for this one, I just put some chain on it. Ideally, I don't want it hanging all the way down, so I can adjust my chain accordingly. And say I just want to hang it up here at the top. I can hang it in just like that, and then I will know about the height, and then I can just take the rest of this chain off. And that is one way to hang your stained glass piece in your window. The next method to hang your stained glass piece is actually, if you have blinds, you can actually use 2 screws on each side and use a piece of wire to run across to actually hang your piece from. So let's go ahead and do that. To hang these 2 screws, you want to measure down or get a distance down from the top of the frame. So I know that I just want to hang it just down from the corner. So put my 2 screws in, and then next would be just to run a piece of wire across. Now you can use braided wire, which I highly recommend, but I don't have any on hand right now. So I'm just going to use some regular wire. And I'm going to teach you a method that gives you some options with hanging pieces all the way across. So the first option when hanging with wire is you can just run a piece of wire all the way across. I'm just using some 20 gauge artistic wire. And just kind of measure across how much you need. Remember, you want to put a little bit of an overhang so that way it gives you enough to wrap around and then twist. So this will give me plenty right here. So I'll just cut that off. And I'll just kind of make a loop at the end. Just kind of put it up there, take it, and then you can take it and just twist your wire around it. That way it's nice and tight. Then run your other piece of wire across and around. And I actually twist the other hand by hand just so I don't get everything all twisted up. And I just wrap it around a few times. And just trim off the excess here. So now you have a way to hang. So that way, whichever material that you're using to hang your piece from, you can actually just hang it on that wire. And that wire is plenty strong to hold on to this size of piece. If you get a bigger panel, you might want to use a little bit stronger gauge wire. Or you might want to use the braided wire just to ensure that it never gives away. But this method gives you some options here. This piece you can actually slide if you want to hang it more here or on this side, so you can use this way. But if you don't want the ability for it to move, you can actually solder on some rings at various locations to where it gives you some options of where to hang the piece from. I'll go ahead and show you that method as well. So if you choose to do the solder ring method onto your wire, you just kind of want to measure out or judge out about where you're going to solder your rings at. So on this window, if I want, you know, pretty, at least up to a 6 or 8 inch piece hanging from this area, then you're going to want to just probably put your mark right about there. That should give you enough ability to hang that size piece. And then you're going to want to just kind of measure in and maybe put one about center way to give you an option there. And then you can go back and about another third of the way over here. So you just mark it there, and then you actually just solder up your ring in this area right here. Now, one of the most common methods that you will see people hang their stained glass pieces inside a window is using one of these, a suction cup. Now, I highly recommend that you do not use these unless you're using the adhesive type where it's rated to use in like a kitchen and bathroom where there's a moist area and so forth. A lot of these will give way, especially if you live in an area where there's a high humidity or where there's in a window where it's actually the sun hits it a lot and the window is able to heat up. So I recommend not using these, but if you want to use them, I'm going to show you a way to kind of help ensure that your precious stained glass piece doesn't drop from the losing suction, because it's not about if it happens, it's really about when it actually happens. So one thing you're going to want to do, clean the area really well. I use vinegar and water. All that dirt is actually on the outside. So, but I still got quite a bit of dirt off of it here. Then you're going to want to really clean your suction cup as well. You'll want to moisten it just to have a little bit of moisture on there. And get it to suction on there really well. That's fine, but at some point it will end up losing suction and dropping. So what I suggest you do is take a little bit of clear packing tape, and from the top I would actually put some there just to give it that extra hold from there and from the bottom. Can't really tell it's there, especially from a distance, and that will actually help ensure that this doesn't give way later on. So then you can hang your precious piece just like that in the window. If you find these tips helpful, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. And if you want to support the channel more, check out the Buy Me a Coffee link in the description below. Now, check out the next video that's coming up on your screen.